Welcome back to NTV Skill Up. Well, as we wrap up the month of January, we're looking back at National Stalking Awareness Month, and experts say that stalking is an offense that, get this, can be hard to charge without the help of the victim.
That's right. And joining us live now in studio is NTV's Jessica Stevenson to explain what you need to do if you're being stalked. And this happens, I read something that you posted on Facebook last night. There is a gal in another state in this business. The stuff is terrible.
Yep, it is.
It's terrible.
Terrifying. There is an estimated 7.5 million people who are stalked each year in the United States, and that's according to the National Center for the Victims of Crime. And according to the Kearney Police Department, they say it's happening right here in Nebraska.
From the most rural of areas to the most urban of areas, I think stalking is everywhere. If there's people involved, there's usually stalking involved.
The National Center for the Victims of Crime says over 85% of victims are stalked by someone they know.
In stalking, it's usually somebody who does not want that relationship and somebody who wants that relationship.
But what exactly is stalking? Kearney police say, according to local statute, it goes hand in hand with harassment.
It's very simple. It's an individual who harasses another intentionally or willfully, as another individual, a family, a group of people, a location of people, a business. They have to have the intent, though, and that intent needs to be to terrorize, threaten, intimidate, even injure.
But while the definition is pretty simple, Kearney police say charging someone can be a bit more complex, and it requires the victim to be vigilant.
Once you recognize that you're being harassed, you want to get that down on paper. You want to reach out to law enforcement and start the process. Nothing may happen that first day because nothing maybe illegally was done. But that pattern of repetitive, unwanted contact does become a harassment issue, which again bleeds into stalking.
The Stalking Resource Center says 11% of victims have been stalked for 5 years or more. And KPD says while social media makes the stalking easier, it also makes charging easier.
You know what? Social media is actually the best way to do it because we can show that history. We can show those concurrent things happening. And so when we always are looking towards social media and the electronic evidence and purposes of building stalking cases.
While the Stalking Resource Center says fewer than 40% of stalking cases are reported, KPD says if they are, there could be jail time.
The first offense is a misdemeanor. It's a class 1 misdemeanor, which is the most severe of misdemeanors, usually punished up to a year in jail and some associated fines that goes with that. There are mitigating factors that enhance that. That would be if the person is under the age of 16, there's a protection order in place, if a weapon was used, if the person that was stalking is a felon. So those are additional factors that enhance that into a felony.
So it's really scary.
Yeah.
And what's kind of unique about stalking, I found, is that the instances themselves are not illegal. So the example he gave to me is it is not illegal to go to a mall. However, it does become illegal if the same person is going to the mall at 4:45 every single day and the victim gets off at 5.
But
so
how
that's
can you
your
prove
habit.
that?
You would have to start taking notes, making records, taking photos, getting video. It can be a he said, she said thing, but hopefully there's witnesses and examples. But getting that first record is critical because you can't just come up after an incident happens and says, well, I've been getting stalked for a long time. It has to go on record. You have to go in and tell them that you're starting to notice a pattern.
What if someone uses a fake Facebook account? Can they still trace it somehow? I mean, I know they do. I mean, what if someone is stalking you on Facebook?
That's still stalking. Yes, because you can use digital devices to stalk. Yes.
I guess my question is, how would they find them if it's a fake account? You know, if Joe Smith is stalking someone, but he has a fake, he's under the name of, you know.
Police have.
They have ways. I guess they have ways to do it.
They
Yeah,
have
that's
like
true.
a digital
Yeah, more
lab.
than I know.
So there is ways to do that. Yes.
I was shocking to me that average 5 years.
Yes.
That just seems incredibly long.
Very
I mean,
I would
Isn't
have.
that crazy?
Yeah.
There's so many scary statistics. 61% of female victims and 44% of male victims of stalking are stalked by a current or former intimate partner. It's just, I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
There's just but 1 in 5 are stalked by strangers.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You know, what if, I don't know which is more scary, if it's a stranger, if it's someone you know. If it's someone you
Exactly.
know, I mean, yeah, at least you know who it is. But if it's someone that just creeps up on you,
So if you think you're
Yes.
being stalked, the
Yeah.
first thing you need to do is
Reach out to the police.
Right,
Reach
reach out.
out to the police, absolutely. And it's just, they said that they don't always get charged. So a lot of times you have to be your own advocate. I did want to mention that as well. So police might charge for domestic violence or some other kind of related charge, and the stalking might fall through the cracks. So you have to kind of be your own advocate and be like, I think there's also stalking here. Let's also look into this charge. So just fight for yourself and know your rights.
Yep, and you have a lot more on our website, Nebraska.tv.
I do, absolutely. I'll be hearing more on NTV News at noon as well.
Right,
Good.
well, thank
Thank
you,
you,
Jessica.
Jessica.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, we're coming back with more right after.